Valve just revealed the Steam Machine price, and it is way more than most people were hoping for. What's going on, everybody? It's Ed Saavedra. So Valve finally dropped the official Steam Machine pricing, and the number a lot of us were hoping would start with a 7 or an 8 starts at $1,049. That is just for the base 512 gigabyte Steam Machine without the controller. So yeah, it's expensive, but I do not think that this is as simple as just saying Valve messed up or that anybody should not buy one, right? The price changes who this machine is actually for. This is not a cheap console alternative anymore. It is a premium, compact SteamOS PC for someone who specifically wants the living room Steam experience. So today, I'm going to walk you through every official price, why Valve says that it landed there, and who this is actually built for now, and the one reservation system detail that you absolutely need to know before you sign up on the 25th. So there are 4 official options. The base Steam Machine with 512 gigs of storage at $1,049. The 512 gig model with a Steam controller is $1,128. And then you have the 2 terabyte Steam Machine, which is $1,349, and then from there we have the 2 terabyte version with the controller at $1,428. So the controller bundle adds $79. The bigger jump is obviously storage. And I am going to say this, if you are spending this kind of money, 2 terabytes is the version that makes more sense to me. Modern PC games are huge. A 512 gig drive fills up pretty fast once you start putting a few big games on there. So the 2 terabyte versions also come with 2 extra faceplates, one in red fabric and one in solid walnut. That is a nice bonus, but the main conversation here is that the complete 2 terabyte Steam Machine experience is basically a $1,400 purchase before taxes. Now real quick guys, if you like these kind of Steam Machine and SteamOS breakdowns, please do me a favor and hit subscribe. Now in a second guys, I want to get into the reservation detail that Valve buried in the fine print that could cost people way more money than they expected. So stick around. So Valve did not just quietly post a price and move on, right? They also explained why it landed there. Their point is that the original price goal is no longer viable because of component costs that changed, especially RAM and storage. Valve states that the prices reflect what it has paid to secure components over the last 6 months. They also say that limited component availability affected how many Steam machines they can actually build for launch. Both things, of course, can be true. Now, the current hardware market can make the price understandable, and the price can still make this machine feel out of reach for a lot of people. Now, this is where my brain goes right now. So at $1,049, the Steam Machine is not really competing with a normal console anymore. It is competing with the idea of building a small PC, buying a pre-built or just keeping the PC that you already have and using Steam Link or another streaming setup in the living room. The thing that Valve is selling here is not just the hardware inside of the cube, it is the experience around it. SteamOS, game mode, a controller that turns your TV on and drops you right into your library, no Windows desktop on your couch, no setup project every time that you sit down. That is the whole pitch of this device. There are people who love PC games but do not want their gaming setup to feel like a project every time they sit down on the couch. For that person, the Steam Machine makes sense. But if you are mostly asking, what is the most power that I can get for $1,049, then you are going to look at other PC options very closely, even consoles. And if you are just trying to get an affordable box under your TV, this is not that anymore. There is another thing that people need to understand before clicking every option on the page, right? Valve is not doing a normal first come, first served launch. You can sign up for a reservation until Thursday, June 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and then Valve closes signups and does a one-time randomization to determine reservation and waitlist order. So on June 25th, you will get an email telling you whether you are in the reservation queue or on the waitlist. Valve says that the first batch of purchase invitations begins Monday, June 29, and the Steam Store package pages list June 30th as the release date. So just keep that distinction in mind. The first emails are not the same thing as everyone being able to buy one normally. There are some eligibility rules, such as having your Steam account in good standing. You need to have made a Steam purchase before April 27, 2026. And there is also a one sign up per household. You can sign up for multiple models, but here is the practical part. So if you get a reservation for more than one, Valve says that it will allocate you the highest end model that you signed up for and remove you from the others. So do not check that 1,428 bundle just to improve your odds, unless you are actually okay paying that much. People are going to make this mistake, right? Don't be one of them, guys. That is probably the most useful thing that I can say in this whole video. Now, my honest take here is this. I am still excited about the Steam Machine. I like the idea of a compact SteamOS PC that is built to live under a TV. And I love that Valve is trying to make PC gaming feel less like a project and more like something you can just sit down and use. But at these prices, I am a little bit hesitant, guys. It is no longer an impulse purchase or a simple recommendation. At $1,049, you need to really want the SteamOS living room experience. At $1,428 for that 2TB controller bundle, that experience has to be worth more to you than the flexibility of building your own PC. The Steam Machine can still be great. The price just turns this into a niche enthusiast device instead of a mainstream PC gaming entry point that a lot of people were hoping for. So are you signing up for that 512 gig model, paying more for that 2TB version, or are you sitting this one out at these prices? Drop a comment and let me know, guys. If you like these kinds of SteamOS and Steam Machine videos, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I am going to keep covering the reservation process, the Steam frame, and the bigger SteamOS picture all the way through launch. For more gaming hardware news and updates, check out savage.com. I'm Ed Saavedra. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and I will catch you all in the next one.